The first image that we have is Christ on the cross, dated back to 1630 by Diego Velázquez. It was one of the greatest religious paintings by Velázquez, belonging also to the Middle Period. Palimo said it was painted for the Covenant of San Placido. It is a work of tremendous power and of great originality, the moment chosen being that immediately after death. The Savior's head hangs on his breast, and a mass of dark tangled hair conceals part of the face. The beautiful form is projected against a black and hopeless sky, from which light has been blotted out. The figure stands absolutely alone, without any accessory. In the next painting, we have the Resurrection of Christ, 1611 to 1612, by Peter Paul Rubens. We see Christ strides powerfully from his open, rocky tomb rather than the customary sarcophagus. The supernatural radiance of his body contrasts with the darkness that shrouds the surrounded soldiers. The panel on the left shows John the Baptist, Jan Moretus, patron saint, and his camel hair tunic by the river Jordan. The sword at his feet is an allusion to his beheading. Saint Martina, patron saint of Moretus' widow, holds the palm branch that symbolizes the martyr. According to her legend, the temple of Apollo collapsed when she made the sign of the cross, an incident recalled by the saying behind. Here we have the Resurrection of Christ, 1700, by Noel Coipel. Noel was depicting Christ being glorious, returning to life and gaining victory over his death. His entrance is much more greater than other paintings, where he emerges out of the darkness in a burst of light that seems to shine. He looks the part of Christ the victor. The Jesus that Coipel has depicted is a perfect divine liberator. Beneath Christ is one of his angels that are dressed in all white that may symbolize purity and holiness. Sharply silhouetted against the darkened sky is the dying Christ. A couple of gesturing spectators appear at the left, and on the right are two mounted Roman soldiers with billowing banners. Other onlookers are visible in the midground. Although not a practicing Christian, Delacroix painted a number of New Testament subjects. Evidently, he was attracted to the drama of Christ's passion and was unwavering to deal with issues of personal faith raised by Christ's human and divine nature. When this work was exhibited at the Paris Salon in 1847, the critics enthusiastically praised it, nothing in affinities with crucifixion scenes by the great Flemish master Peter Paul Rubens. Giotto di Bondone, The Crucifixion, 13th century. The crucified Christ towers over the two groups of figures. Angels swarm around him with a great variety of reactions of grief and pain. Mary Magdalene has fallen at his feet. Her cloak has slipped unnoticed from her shoulders. Her delicately painted superb head of hair is now her only adornment. His mother, the Virgin Mary, collapses in faint, while on the other side, the soldiers fight over Christ's mantle. The centurion has recognized Christ and is attempting to point him out to the others. Some of the most dramatic parts in the crucifixion and the following lamentation are played by the small angelic spirits, who appear to have the lower part of their bodies hidden by clouds. A much more in this piece by Theodore Baer, which is created in 1920. We see Christ with a shiny halo around his head. He has a staff in his right hand, which has a piece of cloth running away from it. We see a Roman soldier in the end who's running off to tell the people that Christ has come out of his tomb. An angel has pulled the opening of the tomb out of his way as if to help Christ come out. We see two Roman soldiers who are both slumped over and do not see that Christ has came out of his tomb. In this work, Picasso returns to his fascination with the life and death paradox, encapsulated perfectly by the Western world's foremost symbol, the crucifixion. The whole notion of rebirth and transformation has fascinated artists for centuries. as they see themselves as actively participating in alchemical process while recreating life in their chosen medium. The crucifixion has no particular religious significance, although its interpretation of pain and suffering is intensely captured and its fascinating forerunner with the use of certain shapes and expressions. The black and white coloring is used ironically to focus on the moment of passion, which is a sensation usually associated with red, whereas paradoxically violent reds and yellows construct the surrounding scene. The juxtaposition heightens both the artistic and metaphorical paradox. The elaborate amphibic forms also create an abstract feeling. Although there remains a level of pictorial representation, it is as though Picasso has reached an aesthetic crossroads and was seeking some spiritual transformation in his work.